A very good morning to my dear students. Today, your science teacher is back with a new video. So, without wasting time, let's discuss chapter number 13 Sound. You all hear sounds of various types around you every day, like sound of thunder, rustling of leaves, beating of drums, drilling machine, etc. Some are pleasant to hear and some sounds are unpleasant to hear. Sound also helps us to communicate. It's very difficult to communicate with each other without talking. Similarly, several animals also communicate with each other through sound. So, we will first discuss how sound is produced. There is only one necessary condition for the production of sound, that is vibration of a particle. Now, what is vibration? The rapid to and fro movement of an object about a fixed position is called vibration or oscillation. There are many examples which shows that the sound is produced by vibrations. If we talk about guitar, the wires of a guitar also vibrate when you plug them, and the wires appear hazy while vibrating. Similarly, in a laboratory, a tuning fork is used to produce sound for experiments. Sound is produced not only by vibration in strings but also by vibrations in stretched skins or membranes. In a tabla or a drum, sound is produced when you strike the stretched skin. So what we can conclude here, that sound is a form of energy that is produced when an object vibrates. Sound travels through solid, liquid and gases in the form of waves. The upper region of the sound wave is known as crest and the lower region of sound wave is known as trough. So, one crest plus one trough is equal to one sound wave. Now, we will learn about oscillations and few terms associated with it. See, when an object produces sound, the vibrations are so rapid that they cannot be observed properly. So, to produce slower vibration, we can hang a weight from a thread. This arrangement is known as pendulum and the weight is known as the bob of the pendulum. When the pendulum is left undisturbed, it stays in a fixed position that is known as the mean or the central position. So what is one oscillation? The motion of the pendulum from the mean to one extreme position, then one extreme to the other extreme position and back to the mean position is known as one oscillation. पेंडुलम बॉब का O पोजीशन से B से A एंड A से O तक वापस आना कहलाता है one oscillation. Now defining few terms. The first is amplitude. The maximum displacement of an oscillating body from its central position is known as amplitude. Central position से जो maximum displacement होगा उसे हम कहेंगे amplitude. It can be OA or OB. Second is time period. The time taken for one oscillation is known as time period. एक ऑसिलेशन पूरा करने में जो टाइम लगता है उसे हम क्या कहते हैं? टाइम पीरियड. एंड द थर्ड वन इज द फ्रीक्वेंसी. द नंबर ऑफ ऑसिलेशंस पर सेकेंड इज नोन एज फ्रीक्वेंसी. एक सेकेंड में जितने नंबर ऑफ ऑसिलेशंस होंगे उन्हें हम फ्रीक्वेंसी कहते हैं एंड द यूनिट ऑफ फ्रीक्वेंसी इज हर्ट्ज. कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ साउंड. The factors which make sounds different from each other are called characteristics of sound. जो factors एक sound को दूसरे sound से अलग बनाते हैं उन्हें हम कहते हैं characteristics of sound. These factors are loudness, pitch and quality. So first we will talk about loudness. Loudness depends on amplitude. Higher is the amplitude, louder is the sound. Lower is the amplitude, softer is the sound. The second one is the pitch. Pitch distinguishes between a flat sound and a shrill sound. It mainly depends upon the frequency of the sound. If the frequency is high, then the pitch is also high, which means the sound is shrill. And if the frequency is low, then the pitch is also low, which means the sound is flat. The third one is the quality. Quality is the factor of sound which distinguishes one sound from another having same loudness and pitch. जब हम कोई दो इंस्ट्रूमेंट एक साथ प्ले करते हैं जिनकी लाउडनेस एंड पिच सेम है, तब भी हम ये बता पाते हैं कि कौन सी साउंड कौन से इंस्ट्रूमेंट से आ रही है. इसी फैक्टर को हम क्वालिटी कहते हैं. How sound travels. As we know, sound waves are formed when something vibrates. But how does the sound reaches our ears? So let's see with the help of an example. An object makes a sound by vibrating. These vibrations pass through the air by making the air molecules vibrate, and then these vibrations are picked up by the ear. सबसे पहले कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट साउंड प्रोड्यूस करने के लिए वाइब्रेट करता है. जैसे ही वो वाइब्रेट करता है, उसकी वाइब्रेशंस एयर में सेटअप हो जाती है एंड देन यही वाइब्रेशन हमारे ईयर तक पहुंचती है. सो इन दिस वे द साउंड ट्रैवल्स. ह्यूमन ईयर. Our ears are sensory organs that help us to hear sound. We can divide human ear into three parts. First is the outer ear. It consists of a visible outer part of the ear known as pinna and the ear tube along with the eardrum. Second is the middle ear. It consists of very tiny three interlocked bones. Third is the inner ear. It consists of a coiled organ of hearing, organ of balance and the auditory nerve. Working of human ear. A vibrating object causes air molecules to vibrate. सबसे पहले कोई भी वाइब्रेटिंग ऑब्जेक्ट एयर मॉलिक्यूल्स के अंदर वाइब्रेशन कॉज कर देगा. देन दीज वाइब्रेशन रीचेज आवर ईयर. फिर ये सारी वाइब्रेशंस हमारे ईयर तक पहुंचेगी एंड ईयर का आउटर पार्ट पिन्ना सारी वाइब्रेशंस को कलेक्ट कर कर ईयर ट्यूब के अंदर भेज देगा. फिर ये सारी वाइब्रेशंस ईयर ड्रम को स्ट्राइक करेंगी एंड वहाँ पे ईयर ड्रम भी सेम फ्रिक्वेंसी से वाइब्रेट करना स्टार्ट कर देगा. फिर ईयर ड्रम के बाद हमारी मिडिल ईयर में जितनी भी डेलिकेट बोन्स हैं वो भी वाइब्रेट करेंगी एंड दीज बोन एम्पलीफाई द वाइब्रेशन एंड ट्रांसमिट देम टू द इनर ईयर. फिर उसके बाद ये वाइब्रेशंस को एम्पलीफाई करके इनर ईयर में भेज देंगी. द वाइब्रेशन स्टिमुलेट टाइनी हेयर्स इन द हियरिंग ऑर्गन विच सेंड्स अ सिग्नल टू द ऑडिटरी नर्व ऑफ आवर नर्वस सिस्टम. फिर ये वाइब्रेशंस हमारे छोटे छोटे हेयर्स जो कि हियरिंग ऑर्गन में प्रेजेंट हैं उन्हें स्टिमुलेट कर कर सिग्नल भेजेंगी ऑडिटरी नर्व में और वहाँ पे ऑडिटरी नर्व सिग्नल ले जाएगा ब्रेन तक एंड ब्रेन उसे इंटरप्रेट करेगा कि वो साउंड किस चीज़ की थी एंड वी आर एबल टू हियर इट. Audible and inaudible sounds. Humans can hear sounds with frequencies between 20 Hz and 20,000 Hz. This is known as audible frequency range. Below 20 Hz and above 20,000 Hz, humans can't hear the sounds. So, this is known as inaudible frequency range. So, the sound whose frequency is less than 20 Hz is known as infrasonic sound. Animals like dogs, elephant, rhinoceros, etc. can produce and hear infrasonic sound, whereas sound whose frequency is more than 20,000 Hz is called ultrasonic sound. Animals like dolphins, bats, rats, etc. can produce and hear ultrasonic sound. Sound requires a medium to travel. We have read that for sound to travel to our ears from a vibrating object, it is necessary to have molecules that can vibrate in the space in between the ear and the object. That is, for the sound to travel, it is necessary to have a medium between the vibrating object and the ear. So we can prove this with the help of an example. This is a bell jar experiment जिसमें हमने एक बेल जार के अंदर एक बेल को सेट किया है. वैक्यूम पंप के थ्रू सारी एयर को हमने बाहर निकाल लिया है एंड जैसे ही हम स्विच ऑन करेंगे बेल रिंग तो करेगी लेकिन वो हमें सुनाई नहीं देगी. दिस इज़ बिकॉज देयर इज़ नो एयर प्रेजेंट इन द कंटेनर एंड दिस शोज दैट sound cannot travel through vacuum and hence sound requires a medium to travel. Speed of sound in different materials. Speed of sound totally depends on the substance the medium is made up of, whether it is solid, liquid or gas. ऐसा इसीलिए क्योंकि सॉलिड में साउंड की स्पीड सबसे ज़्यादा होती है, उसके बाद लिक्विड्स में एंड सबसे कम गैसेस में होती है. रीज़न बीइंग क्योंकि सॉलिड के अंदर जो मॉलिक्यूल्स होते हैं वो बहुत पास होते हैं एंड बहुत पास होने की वजह से वाइब्रेशंस बहुत जल्दी ट्रांसफ़र हो जाती है, इसीलिए स्पीड ऑफ साउंड सॉलिड्स के अंदर सबसे ज़्यादा होती है. फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल यू कैन सी एल्यूमिनियम बीन अ सॉलिड, उसमें स्पीड ऑफ साउंड है 4877 मीटर पर सेकेंड एंड एयर के अंदर स्पीड ऑफ साउंड है 347. नाउ यू कैन योरसेल्फ सी द डिफरेंस ऑफ स्पीड ऑफ साउंड इन सॉलिड एंड एयर. ओके, लेट मी टेल यू वन थिंग. एट द टाइम ऑफ थंडरस्टॉर्म आपने देखा होगा कि हमें लाइटनिंग पहले नज़र आती है एंड थंडर की साउंड हमें बाद में सुनाई देती है. एंड द रीज़न इज़ द स्पीड ऑफ लाइट इन एयर is 3 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second, whereas the speed of sound in air is only 340 meter per second. So obviously हमें lightning पहले नज़र आएगी and thundering बाद में सुनाई देगी. Speed of sound does not depend on its frequency or loudness. Speed of sound depends on the temperature. As temperature increases, the speed of sound also increases. And the reason is जितना टेम्परेचर राइज करेगा उतनी ही ज़्यादा पार्टिकल्स में काइनेटिक एनर्जी आ जाएगी जिसकी वजह से वो ज़्यादा स्पीड से वाइब्रेट करेंगे एंड द स्पीड ऑफ साउंड विल इंक्रीज. दिस इज़ द रीज़न वाई द साउंड ट्रेवल्स फास्टर इन समर्स एज कंपेयर टू विंटर्स. Echo. An echo is the reflection of sound by a hill or a building. The minimum distance required to produce echo is 17 meter. Sound absorption. Have you ever tried to speak to someone in a completely empty, unfurnished room? Why is it difficult to hear each other's voice clearly? This is because the sound gets reflected again and again by the walls of the room. But this does not happen if the room has curtains and furniture. Do you know why? This is because wood, carpets, curtains, furnitures, etc. have soft surfaces and are better absorbers of sound, whereas walls, etc. have hard surfaces and are better reflectors of sound. How is sound produced by humans? We produce sound in the larynx of our throats. The larynx has two vocal cords which are folds of tissue with a slit-like opening between them. So when we speak, air passes through the opening and the vocal cords vibrate to produce sound. Musical sound. Regular vibrations produce musical sound, whereas irregular vibrations produce noise. Musical instruments use vibrations of various kinds to produce music. Depending on the kinds of vibration produced, they are of three types: stringed, wind, and percussion instruments. First are the stringed instruments. They use vibrations in metal wires to produce sound, for example, sitar, guitar, etc. Second are the wind instruments. They use vibrations in air columns to produce sound, for example, flute, shehnai, etc. And the third one are percussion instruments. They have a stretched skin whose vibrations produce sound, for example, drum, tabla, etc. The last topic of this chapter is noise, an unpleasant, disturbing sound, especially one that is loud, is called noise. And excessive noise in our surroundings is known as noise pollution. The unit used to measure loudness of sound is called decibel. Major sources of noise pollution are road traffic, air and rail traffic, neighborhood and domestic noise, and noise from the industries. Harmful effects of noise pollution. Noise can affect human health and well-being in a number of ways, which are as follows. Exposure to sudden high noise level can cause permanent hearing loss. Prolonged exposure to noise with a volume more than 70 decibels can cause gradual hearing loss. High noise levels can also lead to nervous tension and increase of blood pressure. How to control noise pollution? Some methods of controlling noise pollution are as follows. Planting bushes and trees in and around sound generating sources is an effective solution for noise pollution. Also, regular servicing of automobiles can effectively reduce the noise pollution. Measures at home such as double glazed glass in windows can be used to keep out of noise. Certain areas such as hospitals and educational institutes to be declared no horn zones. I hope all the concepts related to this chapter are clear to all of you. Read the chapter thoroughly and mark the internal questions. We'll meet in the next video. Till then, take care and have a nice day.